Welcome back to the channel. Now before we get going on today's video, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's recently subscribed. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, hit that button now. If you haven't seen our previous video where we actually travelled across the country to pick this Humvee up, I'd really strongly advise it. So today you're actually joining us, this is present day so to speak, you're actually joining us halfway through the video, or 2/3 of the way through the video, because this actually started over a month ago. So let's actually go back to then, and then we'll catch up to where we are now. So I've just been investigating why the fuel gauge on the Humvee is not working properly and stuck at 1/4. So luckily this one has a little access panel that just unscrews, and as you can see, there's where the fuel sender goes, that thing, which sends a signal to the gauge and tells you how full the tank is. So that just unscrews in there, very simple, few screws. But yeah, luckily it's got that panel, because I know the older ones don't have the panel. So yeah, I've taken that out, and I've just taken the end cap off, and it's full of lovely brown, disgusting, sludgy stuff, which would explain why it's not working. So I'll clean that up, get it back in, hopefully that will work. If not, I'll just have to buy another one of those, which isn't the end of the world. I think we get them for around $100, probably the shipping's another $100, but yeah. So yeah, good easy fix there. I'm going to be taking the Humvee for its first, well, not its first, but its first MOT with me. Bit of an exciting and apprehensive video, because I really want it to pass its test. So for those of you who don't know, an MOT, it stands for Ministry of Transport. And it's a test in the UK that all vehicles, I think, that are more than 3 years old and less than 40 years old need to undergo, just to make sure they're roadworthy and safe, that kind of thing. Now, the Humvee is almost, in 4 years' time, 3 years' time, 40. So after then it won't need this test, but yeah, unfortunately right now it does. I think it will pass, but yeah, it's always a bit apprehensive on older vehicles like this, and obviously I've never taken it for a test before. So yeah, let's crack on, and it's got to go about, I think it's about half an hour away, because unfortunately most of the normal test centres can't take something this wide, so I've had to find one that does lorries and trucks and stuff. So yeah, let's crack on. So I've got all my all my preparedness pack ready. So yeah, I'll show you in a second. But I've got like a high-vis jacket and a few tools and stuff, just in case we have issues. I don't think we should. I mean, we drove it a long way back, so over 300 miles back, and it was absolutely fine. But you never know with something like this. It could just give up at a moment's notice. But hopefully it won't, and we'll get there in one piece, and then. Yeah, and hopefully the test will go fine. Hopefully this will give you an idea of what it's like driving a Humvee. It's quite an experience. Obviously we're on the wrong side of the road for the UK. We're on the left instead of the right, so that in itself, coupled with the massive width of the vehicle and the narrow roads around here, yeah, can be interesting. I think in terms of the test, I'm just going to mention a bit more of this. So basically the inspector will check pretty much everything that's important on the vehicle for roadworthiness. So all the lights, tyres, drive shafts, engines, gearboxes, make sure that there's no leaks, that kind of thing. Make sure the suspension components, bushes, tie rod ends, all the steering, did I say brakes? Brakes. Yeah, just to basically make sure it's all safe, and you're not just going to plough into the back of someone because your brakes don't work. And yeah, I'll be staying around, and because there's a lot of things on here as well that I imagine most MOT testers have probably never seen. So like the brakes are actually inboard, they're not on the wheels, they're inboard on the actual differentials. Even how to start it and put the lights on, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think yeah, I'm going to hang around, and yeah, so let's get going anyway, because I'm waffling on too much. So yeah, we'll get the seatbelts on, and off we go. That's a good start. It started. Okay. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We need to be there by 11. It's phone saying 26 minutes, so this usually takes about twice as long, so we should be good. So yeah, let's get going and try not to crash into any of the cars that are here as well. Yeah, unfortunately the hedges have grown over in the summer here. This road is barely passable now. It's a bit of a bottom squeezer. It's also a lot trickier when you haven't got a passenger on the other side that can just shout at you and say, "Get over." We've just broken down. Seriously? We've lost fuel prime. Great. Right, so I'm just going to try and bleed the fuel because I think that's what's happened. Unfortunately, I'm in a really dodgy place here. So, great. We're right on the slip road going onto the A38. And we've just lost fuel pressure. Great, it's not wanting to reprime. Brilliant. It's not repriming. Right, well, we've got a bit of a situation. I'm stuck on the side of the A38. I can't get it started, so I'm probably going to have to phone a recovery, someone to come and help me out. Right, quick update. Some very helpful people in a V12 Jag. If you're watching this, you probably won't, but thank you so much. They've just helped push me into a slightly safer spot. And I think I've actually managed to just get the fuel working again. I have no idea what's going on, so I'm just going to try and just try and see if I can make it. But yeah, that was not pleasant, so fingers crossed this is going to work. Almost, come on. I think there's a massive airlock in there. Oh, the battery's going, seriously? Right, come on. Running. It's not running well, but it's running. we've arrived. That was a journey. So yeah, better go and get checked in, and yeah, fingers crossed it passes, because yeah, don't want any more drama today. Also, an epic C-130 just flew straight over the skyline over there, and of course I didn't have the camera out, really low, so there, that was a bit of a treat, but yeah, wish me luck. Right, so we didn't even get the MOT started because there is a massive fuel leak underneath, which is the injector return lines. Several of them are now leaking, so it's okay to drive, but I need to get back and get that fixed and then rebook for another day. So yeah, that's the plan now. So yeah, let's head back. Right, so I've just basically had the morning from hell. No, that's a bit too extreme. But yeah, so basically after the garage, they couldn't do the MOT because they had a fuel leak. So I thought I'd try and limp back. I broke down about 2 miles later in a village called Ashburton, which is just on the edge of Dartmoor. I'm now, as you can see, up on the moors themselves. Really lovely, and it's not raining. So yeah, I think the problem is basically the return lines from the injectors are all leaking. I'm managed to sort of bodge them together, trim the ends off, and there's not so much of a leak now. But yeah, I think it should be okay to get back, but it's something so simple, and I think it's basically causing an airlock in the fuel system, which is just killing the engine. So yeah, not having a great day, but hey ho, it's not raining, the Humvee's not on fire, and I'm in a beautiful place. So yeah, I think I'm just going to try and limp back now, and need to rebook the MOT for another day, get all those fuel lines sorted. I mean, they're literally like £3 worth of fuel hose will fix it. It's one thing breaking down in a normal car that you can just sort of push to the side of the road easily. This is heavy, you can push it, but it's heavy. And also it's very wide, so on these small roads, if you break down, you're just blocking all the traffic. So I've had some very nice people. Yeah, some very nice people have helped me out, so thank you to them if they just happened to randomly catch this video. So yeah, I'll get going and get everything fixed, and then you'll have another MOT video, or probably I'll include it in this one, and hopefully Mary will be free next time so we can get a bit more decent footage and maybe actually come this way next time across the moors. I don't know if you can see, but there's Haytor in the background, which is the most sort of famous tour on Dartmoor. So yeah, I think we'll do this route next time, because I'm not going on the A30 again until I'm 100% sure it's working, because that was really dangerous and really dodgy, and yeah, I don't want to break down there again. So yeah, see you soon when we're ready to go again. Okay, so we're back after the fiasco the other day, trying to get the MOT and failing miserably. So it seems like the return lines from the fuel injectors, several of those are leaking, hence the massive diesel leak. And I believe they are also why we broke down, basically, why the engine stopped. Because it seems like on the Humvee, unlike on sort of normal cars, I would say, where the return lines from the injectors go straight back to the diesel tank, these ones actually go back into the injector pump. So if there's any air being sucked in via the return lines, that will cause air locking in the pump by the looks of it. I'm not entirely 100% sure, but that seems to be my best guess at the moment. So I need to get in there and replace all the return lines, which I think is going to be a really tricky job, because it's quite tight in there. So yeah, I'm not sure how much I'll be able to show you. So yeah, hopefully I'll get those return lines sorted out. Got some new hose, some new clips, that kind of thing, because there's no clips on there either, so one of them did actually full on just blow off as well. So yeah, we were lucky when we were driving back that didn't happen. So yeah, I'll get those changed, get some new lines on, and hopefully we'll be back in business and be able to take it back to the MOT centre. Here's the new return line fuel hose that I've got. It's a high temperature hose. It's the best one I could get, basically. It's 3.2mm, which is 1/8 of an inch, which is the right size for this. I could have actually got the original pipes, which I think they come in 10-inch long pieces, some from AM General, but the delivery costs from America on those would be ridiculous, so this should be absolutely fine. I've got a couple of meters of that, so that should be good. I've also got some tools ready to go there. So yeah, we just need to get the what's called the dog house off in the middle there, and then get access to the V of the engine where all the injectors are, and yeah, get the lines changed. Right, so there we are in the engine bay, and I will show you where the return lines are. So it's a bit dark in there, so I'll just use my light as a sort of pointing device. So just there is the injector, and you can see it just behind that hose there is the return line from that injector. Now they sort of jump between each of the injectors, loop between them all, and then go back to the pump. So as you can see in there, it is very tight. I think that's going to be quite a game getting all those sorted out. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to film this easily. So yeah, I'll crack on and get those changed out, and yeah, and hopefully that will fix the problem. Okay, so that's one side of the engine done. That last line that goes into the metal line that goes then back to the injector pump was an absolute pain. I actually even had to heat it up with a heat gun to get it on because it was so tight. So yeah, that's one side done. On to the other side, which is probably going to have its own issues, but yeah, at least that's the side that was leaking, so that's sorted out now. So I'm just on the other side here. The axis seems vaguely okay, although we've got the alternator in the way, so that's going to be a challenge. But yeah, you can just see one of the lines there. So yeah, it all looks a bit tight again, but I'm sure we'll sort something out. Right, so that's all of the new lines done. This side was a bit easier, so this is the driver's side, or the left-hand side. It's a bit easier to get to. Still a bit tricky though, and one of the lines was literally falling off, so yeah, definitely needed doing. So that's all good. So hopefully now we can just restart it, and it should be good to go. There might be a bit of air in the system that might need bleeding out, but yeah, should be good to go. I think someone is looking for mice. It's a good push. Right, I'm going to start it up now, so you need to get out, otherwise you're going to get scared. Yeah. Go on then. Right, so I've just checked all around it, no sign of any leaks, so let's go and get a new MOT for the second time. Okay, and we're back to present day. So all the fuel lines, all the fuel return lines are now fixed, so we're about to head back out again to the MOT test station, and hopefully this time it will pass. So just a reminder, an MOT, Ministry of Transport test, is basically a test to make sure a vehicle is roadworthy in the UK. You have to do it once a year, it has to pass, otherwise you're not allowed to drive on the road. So yeah, quite important, so let's get going.
There's a wasp on my leg, William.
Oh, but I can't do anything.
Ah!
Is it gone?
Ah! There's a queen wasp.
Can you shove it out the window?
No, it's just there.
Do you want to just squash it? We just had a slight wasp incident. I think one had decided to hibernate, and Mary just got slightly wasped. But she's okay, she wasn't stung. As is a theme with this vehicle, we're back at the petrol station again. It's thirsty. Ooh. Right, let's continue. Unfortunately, it's so misty, can't really show you much of the scenery today, which is a shame. Ooh, that's very tight. And as no one's here, I think we'll just park in the electric car charging spot. The irony. Right, quick break and then we'll carry on. Don't worry, there's no one else here, but I thought it would be rather ironic to park in front of the electric car charging spot. Yeah, this is not an EV by any means. Saying that, there is an EV Hummer out there, which is a very, very, very vague descendant of this. So yeah, I'd much rather have this than an EV though. I don't know about a lot of people watching, but for me, yeah, EVs are really not my thing, and I will resist to have one as long as physically possible. Toilet break is over.
Drama of the wasp is over there. She was huge.
Oh.
Oh my god, I've set up the alarm.
Oh, I think Mary's just set off the fire alarms.
Quick, run!
We better get going. Okay, Mary, your name is Ken and your job is atmosphere, not beach. Right, yes, I have seen the Barbie film.
Because you have.
Really goes with this. Right, let's get, I guess, Army Barbie.
Me?
I guess there was an Army Barbie.
Fair enough.
Right, let's crack on.
I prefer Princess Barbie.
Princess Barbie. And everything's all working good, so fingers crossed we won't have any dramas. Just need to make sure it's reverse. Right, and we're off again. No. No. Oh, the road's closed somewhere. Okay, so we've just arrived at the garage. Bit of an eventful trip, but luckily no breakdowns this time. I'm not sure whether they'll let us film. They probably won't because they wouldn't last time, but you never know. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed we pass, and yeah, see you soon. Right, so we've had a slight issue. We have actually failed the MOT because one bulb in the back failed, even though I checked it yesterday and it was all fine. So obviously on the journey here it failed, but luckily the garage just ordered another one, so I'm just going to pop it in now. There we go, good. Fingers crossed we get the paperwork now. Yes, we actually got it. So it has now passed the MOT. We've got all the paperwork here. We're good for another year. It was just that silly bulb, but that's been sorted now. So yeah, time to head home. And yeah, thank you for watching. It's been a bit of a roller coaster again. I think anything Humvee related seems to be a roller coaster. But yeah, so again, if you like this, if you could subscribe, like, comment, that would be really appreciated. And again, thank you for watching and see you next time and welcome to the country.